Hey everybody, it's Energy Drop, and in today's video, I wanted to start a new series talking about Romhacks. This one I just finished playing, called Storge. It was a treat. It's very fun to play. I wanted to talk about parts of the game that I really enjoyed, highlight why I think that it's so awesome, and maybe encourage some other people who have not tried out this hack to go and give it a shot. So Storge is a relatively short ROM hack. It's about 5 chapters long. It was made 4 years ago, not so long ago, by Nab Epicer. Sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. This hack is great. It is a ton of fun. I highly recommend it to people who have not played it before. I want to talk about some of the things that I think are pretty unique about it in this short video and highlight why I think that it's such a fun ROM hack. Storge is a story of our main character, Becker, who is a merchant, traveling to rekindle his relationship with his estranged daughter, Gretchen. Gretchen has turned mercenary after leaving her father's company of sorts. It's kind of a simple story. Really, all of the character dialogue and growth happens around Becker and Gretchen. The other characters, the playable characters in this game, are all mercenaries to some extent, and you hire them in the beginning chapters, have a short conversation with them, and then get the game moving. So how Storge works is you're given your introduction scene, get to learn the characters a little bit, and then you're given the option to hire whoever you want for the next 5 chapters of the game, outfit them as you see fit, and just try to beat the hack using an army that you create right from the get-go. You have a limited amount of money. Each mercenary you hire has a different cost associated with them, which, if you've seen my other videos, is very similar to Point Buy. I latched on to this methodology very quickly. I really enjoyed what this hack did, and it was a lot of fun building my army right from the get-go. I think that one of the cool parts of this hack is that it's designed to be replayed. So if you play through this game the first time, beat the 5 chapters associated with it, get to the end, the amount of gold that you have left, how quickly that you cleared the hack, and if you did some of the more difficult side objectives, are all tallied at the end. And the idea is that in a New Game Plus mode, which the game puts you right back into, you'll be given permanent rewards if you were able to clear the game quickly and efficiently. So that's a pretty cool way to create replayability in this hack, alongside the fact that there's 30 playable characters. So you could very easily run through this game 3, 4, 5 times with a completely new army every single time. Because like I said, you have a limited amount of gold right from the get-go. Some of it's going to be spent on hiring some guys. Some of it's going to be spent on outfitting them and buying equipment right from the start. And units in this game are really cool. Munif, for example, right here is a camel rider. So you know there's already some custom classes in here. There's a good mix of vanilla and custom classes and weapons in this game, or in this hack. But Munif, for example, is very cool. He works similar to a Cavalier, but has extremely high skill and has like a 100% skill growth. So a lot of these units are like pretty well thought out, unique. No one's really like bland and generic and blends into the background, I don't think. So building your army is a lot of fun, and the unit design in this game is also really fun, which is one of the things I think makes Storge such a great ROM hack. The characters are weird, and weird is in an extremely complimentary way. These characters are different than what you're going to see in your regular vanilla or even more tame ROM hack experience. So 2 examples I got here are Drugar, the brigand with 0 power. He comes with a brave axe. He's very, I was going to say strong, but he's not strong at all. He's very fast, and he's pretty cool. So you got to keep in mind as well, when you're hiring these guys, they're going to come with their own inventory as well. So are you going to have to, outfit them with better weapons? Are you going to, try and buy some irons so that they don't use their preferred weapons so fast? Do you want to just hire them to give their axe to somebody else? These are all things you could think of when making your army right at the beginning of the game. And then Buchanan is another cool example. He's a 15 move Malignite with otherwise really bad base stats. So determining what you consider to be like a good or valuable unit, keep in mind all these guys have different costs to hire them. So you're trying to build the best army you can on the best buck that you can as well. And it's really cool dynamic that you have just like right at the start of the game in the first 15 minutes. Pick your army, put them together. I had a lot of fun doing this, and I played through the game maybe 4 or 5 times just to get all the achievements. It was a lot of fun. Like I said, it's highly replayable. Even if you're not going after the achievements necessarily, it's still fun to just play through the hack again using a completely different army. Just trying out the units that you left behind the first time or that you think would be really cool to tackle certain chapters or certain enemies that you know will come up later down the hack. And then the story's good. I like the story. Like I said, it revolves pretty much exclusively around Becker and Gretchen, but it's like a good father-daughter dynamic. You can tell the struggles that the characters are going through are very real. You can resonate with them. At least I did when I played, so I like that for what it was as well. And if you're interested in playing Storge, I hope I've already piqued your interest, but I think that this hack is probably best suited for people who like a few key aspects of it. One, people who like building armies will love this hack. It is a ton of fun to look over all the units, judge who you think is the most worthy of your dime, and pick them up and just build your army. Try to cover all your bases with frontliners and chip and flying and healing and all that sort of stuff that any good Fire Emblem army has. It's really fun the first time and the second time, I would say, because you're going in blind, obviously, the first time you go through. And the second time, you can kind of shore up your weaknesses and try to make an army that's better suited to handle, you know, say the first couple bosses or the flying units that come early on in the game. If you like bite-sized hacks, this is a great hack for you, meaning that you can sit down, play through Storge once in like, I would say 3 or 4 hours, or probably less, you know, depending on how slow you go. I'm pretty slow at looking through all the units and judging all my options, so you can play through the game in just a few hours, probably 1 or 2 sittings, and then go back and spend some time grinding for the achievements later on. So I probably sat down and played this hack for anywhere between 8 to 10 hours to just complete it totally. I could have played it more. There were some units I didn't even end up trying out at the end of the day. So there's a lot here, right? You can just sit down, play the game, beat it in just a few hours and be done. Or you can be, I'm not really an achievement hunter, but for lack of a better term, someone that goes back and just tries to clear all the side objectives and beat the more quote-unquote difficult parts of the game. That was a lot of fun as well. And I also said to a lesser extent, like if you've played Romhacks before, I'd recommend this game to you because it's unlike anything I've played in the ROM hacking world before. It's definitely not your vanilla ROM hack experience, right? We're not following, you know, a prince or a, you know, whatever, a mercenary, you know, lord or something like that and blitzing through a 20 chapter game. We're starting with a merchant who has no combat abilities, can't defend himself, and hiring an army that can take you to the end of the game. So it's very different than, you know, just a regular ROM hack experience, which I think makes Storge even all the more fun to play. So if I piqued your interest at all, I'm going to leave a link to the FE Universe post that has the information on how to play Storge. If you do play it, please let me know how you liked it, what units you used, what you thought of the hack. I'll probably be making more videos like this in the future, talking about different ROM hacks that I've played and really enjoyed, this being the first of them. So if you watched up to this point, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.